This is video 3 in the series Breathe New Life into Your Relationship. This video is on the most effective way to communicate in a relationship. I'm your host, Jonathan Parker. In this video, I'm going to tell you about a way to communicate with your partner that can ensure you're hitting all their thinking points so you can rebuild your relationship on a much stronger foundation. This form of communication will eliminate the common barriers to communication. It will help you understand what your partner's trying to tell you. If it seems like you have trouble understanding each other's views and opinions, or if you feel like your partner's closed off and not communicating well with you, this communication skill will be a tremendous help to you. One ground rule is to set your intention to avoid being combative or interpreting whatever your partner's saying as attacking you. They're just expressing their point of view, and it's coming through the filters of their experience. Maybe it's true, but it may not be. But either case, to them it's valid. So first of all, your goal as a responsible and loving partner is to have a dialogue, not an argument. And that can be challenging, of course, if you think you're being attacked or criticized. So from the beginning of your new way of communicating, set your resolve not to be defensive no matter what your partner says. Realize anything they say that is negative about you or about the relationship is coming from the pain that they're feeling. So think of it as the voice of the pain rather than the voice of your partner. You want to listen, you want to understand what they're thinking, what they're feeling. If you've been actively ignoring their feedback for a long time, then I'm pretty certain that your partner feels hurt and abandoned. And of course that works both ways. You might feel like you haven't been heard, and so you feel hurt and you feel abandoned. If this has happened in your relationship, and even if you are physically present in front of your partner and you hear your partner's words, it doesn't mean you're actually listening or they're listening to you. You might be hearing words, but forming interpretations that are far from what is being intended. So look at it this way. A recorder can record hours of audios when you push a button. Does that make the device a good listener? Of course not. The capability makes it a good recorder. So if you say, but I can tell you what my partner's been saying, that might be true, but you might be like a recorder, just simply recording words, but not actually listening in the most active, meaningful way the word means to converse. So are you ready to put the past behind you and start a new dialogue now? Follow these simple steps. You'll be on your way to start and restarting your relationship on a much more healthy footing. Here's how to handle communication. You'll want to become an involved, active listener. In a nutshell, active listening means consciously focusing on the subject and having your full attention on the other person in the dialogue. Your partner should be the star of the conversation. That's the only way that you're going to understand what the intentions are of the person that you're talking to, so you can formulate a reasonable response. This active listening style is really pretty simple. It's actually logical. It's easy to learn. There's just 3 steps, 3 components. Strategy number 1, paraphrase the important parts of the message. So when your partner says something important, whether it's negative or positive, restate what you just said so your partner understands what you understood. For instance, you simply say, I want to be sure that I'm correctly understanding what you're saying, and then you put what you heard in your own words. You ask if you understood you correctly. Strategy 2, clarify the message. When you want to understand something, you want to clarify what you just said to make sure that you and your partner are on the same page. It's a little bit different from strategy 1, which is paraphrasing. This is clarifying by following up with other questions, such as, how did my words or what I did make you feel? This takes the interaction to a deeper level. and it draws out any hidden emotions or objections your partner might otherwise have kept locked deep inside. And the third and last strategy is to give feedback. When you provide your feedback, make sure that you say it honestly with no intention to misdirect or sugarcoat it. Say something like this: look, I'm just laying it out as honestly as I can. And secondly, give constructive and usable responsive. Not taking a position like I'm right and you're wrong. And you don't want to try to dominate your partner or attack their point of view. So for example, if you say, you're just selfish for wanting that, that's going to be perceived as making the other person wrong, or maybe they'll feel attacked. Instead, say this: I think doing that right now might cause us financial trouble that we can't solve right now or handle right now. So that gives a reason why the action wouldn't be prudent. And that leaves out putting down the other person's plan or idea. Another way of approaching a feedback strategy would be to say, let's list out the pros and the cons, and then we can discuss what makes the most sense. So none of this is difficult once you get used to interacting this way. It might seem a little bit artificial in the beginning, but let your partner know you're wanting to work on improving all your communication so you can both better understand each other and come to healthy resolutions. These simple suggestions will be well worth your time to keep in mind and put them in all of your communications. Now in the next video, the fourth in this series, I'm going to be showing you how to handle emotions when they come up in your interactions. And I'll often have a lot more information on relationship building on my website, keepourlove.com.